Caste discrimination in students' life. I've been reducing the question.
In schooling, we didn't have any caste discrimination because I've come from a Christian missionary, and they have come with a thought. They have come with a thought wherein children are taught about Ambedkar right from the schooling. We were having different school groups, different houses in our school, St. Patrick's High School, wherein we had Gandhi, we had Akbar, we had Loyola. Those are teams, groups, a class. We have colors of tabs here.
Yeah.
And one such group was Ambedkar, which was also a prominent group.
Oh, it was also there.
Absolutely. In a urban area, in
Where
a
was this
city,
school?
Secunderabad.
Secunderabad. Oh.
It is St. Patrick's High School, a very prominent school, which has a house with yellow tabs called Ambedkar. And I was also in the Ambedkar house for some years. At that point of time during our schooling, we were not knowing about it. But the intention of the school is to keep the house as Ambedkar, where many students, a minimum, if a strength of one class is 60, say even 4th standard, 3rd standard, 2nd standard, right from that age, if you have a house, if you are in a group Ambedkar, say 15 to 20 students of one class, one section will be of Ambedkar house. At that age only, if you know that you are belonging to the group called Ambedkar, definitely you would try to know who is Ambedkar in that initial stages of that childhood. So of course, that point of time I really didn't know, apart from our regular chapters of Ambedkar, that he is the father of the Indian Constitution exactly. But later stages when my education evolved, and after I started understanding, reading about Baba Saheb Ambedkar, then I've understood that the school has to be appreciated. The same thought of these Christian missionaries have to be appreciated, that they are concentrating on weaker sections, and that is why our caste discrimination was not there in such a schooling. I am lucky to be in such a school. Yes. But later on, after coming into the law college, there is one such incident where I have to mention it. I do not want to mention the caste of that person because it is not the caste, the entire caste. It is the thinking of individuals which has actually brought these kind of situations. There was one friend who belonged to the forward caste. There was once a conversation. He was talking about another student, another friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, and he was...
Who belongs to a Dalit?
Who belongs to a tribal actually.
Tribal, okay.
That other person,
Adivasis.
the other person belongs to Adivasi, and this particular friend in my law college, he was speaking ill about that person on his caste. He was telling me that, this fellow is a tribal, we shouldn't do much of friendship with him. That was one such incident. And one more incident where this particular friend was speaking ill about another girl. He was actually wanting to be in a relationship.
Okay.
Yes, that girl was a Dalit. She was a Madhiga.
Okay.
And this particular guy was telling that she is a Madhiga. Why would I marry her? So then, and he was talking about other friends. And then it struck me that even I am a Dalit. Today, if he is talking against them, which means he will talk against me. And I started hiding my identity. I couldn't reveal my identity, which was the first phase of discrimination, wherein I felt that, oh yes, I belong to a community which I can't speak about. So there we started feeling insecure. The insecurity comes out of that. Discrimination also comes out of insecurity. And that was the thing wherein we started thinking that, these forward caste, many people are against us. So then also we have realized, though today we see that our politicians are driving us towards hatred against forward castes, but it is not the individuals. What we have to kill is their ideology. It should be known. Recently also there was, discrimination at different levels. Recently when I was mentioning regarding the Telangana bill being torn and the Telangana bill papers were thrown on the deputy speaker. Number one question, the speaker is responsible for assembly. I'm talking about the speaker who belongs to a forward caste too. Why didn't the speaker sit when the Telangana bill was introduced? Why did they make the deputy speaker sit? Because he is from the weaker section? Because he is from Telangana? Instead of the speaker sitting, it was a deputy speaker sitting. Where was the speaker busy with? What important schedule did he have other than the Telangana bill being introduced? The papers were thrown on the deputy speaker's face. It was an insult. And when I posted this question, mentioning him as a weaker section, immediately one of my friends, they put a question to me. Why are you always mentioning this word called weaker section? I said, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong. When being a weaker section is a curse, is it a curse by using that name? There's nothing wrong in using that name. Or are you people feeling guilty? So everyone should freely, amicably without any kind of hindrance, without any kind of regulation to hide their identity when they speak about their community, and there is no humiliation, there is no insult, or there is no shy feeling, then only we can be on same lines. As long as the weaker sections hide their identity, and as long as the forward caste feel that by mentioning their identity they are trying to threaten us, which means it is wrong. We are not trying to threaten anyone on our weaker sections. We are trying to win them by our love. Understand them that we are also equals to you. Though we are from weaker sections, we are equal to you. Treat us as equals.
Okay, then could you talk about the suicides? The way you, if Pidamarti Anna was born in a Reddy community, or Kamma community, or Vellama community, or even Kapu, would he be like this? In the sense,
He wouldn't be. By now, he would have been in a top politician. He would be in swanky cars, and he would be having a luxurious life, leading somewhere in the minister quarters, or probably at least would have been a confirmed ticket. Not only him alone, many. In fact, today I was reading an article in the Times of India wherein they have mentioned our names. Though people, they always have sidelined the student movement, they have sidelined the student leaders, they should praise us. They should appreciate us for what we have been doing. Entire Telangana students, because we have not let this Telangana student movement to go into the hands of the forward castes. The Telangana political movement is in the forward castes, but the Telangana student movement is right in the hands, it's still in the hand of the weaker sections. Yes, we are proudly saying that we are from weaker sections because it is our demand. Telangana is our demand. Why we want it? Because people have been ignored. See, for many people who are in the forward caste, though there are poor people also in the forward caste, but they have been getting what they wanted. But what have not been answered yet, who haven't got opportunities, who have been deprived of their opportunities, who have been deprived of their justice, are majorly from the weaker sections, and that is why they are heading the movement, Telangana student movement today.
could you talk about the suicides? For example, when the suicide happened, when SC, ST, OBC commit suicides, there was an argument which put forward by the students, Dalits, OEJAC students, who are all SC, ST, OBCs, that why isn't that Reddys and Kamma ministers do not come and visit us? When a Reddy student commits suicide, there is a hell lot of political parties go. Could you?
Absolutely. See, when if we speak this, people think that these people are bringing caste lines in Telangana also. We did the Telangana statehood struggle with commitment, with utmost commitment. But there are many questions which have to be answered. Yes, when Venugopal Reddy and many other forward caste suicides happened, many MLAs, many ministers came, they vowed on the pyre saying that we will fight till Telangana comes. But there were some suicides we have seen of the OBCs and Dalits and many other weaker section people which were ignored by the media, which were ignored by the politicians who didn't come. I remember the last suicide of one boy from a OBC, Srinivas Yadav, who passed away. He was in the Gandhi hospital, and while the body was being taken away, only we students were 20 people, and many politicians didn't turn up. Why was it? What was the reason why didn't they turn up? Because at the end of the day, he has died for Telangana, and our duty is to give a funeral procession, a respect. It is a mark of respect that we take out a procession for him, chant some slogans, put some flowers. But 20 people, we were struggling to fight for his funeral procession, which the police also didn't allow. Which means these kind of questions should be answered, that there are some forces who are against the weaker sections, who are against the SC, ST, BC minorities. And tomorrow's Telangana should give justice to them. Unless that is not answered, till then our fight continues, and we will see that we will be in the leadership to see that these representations for these sections should be given.
So there was one incident which I was told about you, that a pioneer journalism institute, which is a reputed so-called, which claims Asia's #1 journalism. Could you talk about that incident? Because it's very important. They show themselves as different.
Absolutely. I mean, see, that really was shocking for me, because I made it to the entrance exam.
Can you say that name of the?
The name Asian School of Journalism,
Okay.
Asian College of Journalism in Chennai, which I made through the entrance test, and the fact was I got through the interview also. They called me for the interview, and the questions they posted were also answered. And then they started speaking about the fee structure, wherein they were asking me if I can go for 75% concession or 50% concession, could I pay the hostel fee, whereas the actual prospectus or their rule says that 5 Dalits would be given free of cost, admission for free of cost. But the fact was they were actually doing business, or they were trying to do transactions with me by playing the concession game, speaking about 50%, 75%. And when I simple answered that, I couldn't afford. I expected to be in the admission in the college for free of cost, being a Dalit. But they didn't give me the admission. Later on, one day before the results also, one from the office called me up and told me to produce my caste certificate. I produced the caste certificate also. If I didn't pass the the interview process, they wouldn't call me one day before the results. They called me one day before the results. They asked me for my caste certificate, and next day I saw that in the final list my name was not there, which was clear that probably that was just the namesake, that they have said that they are giving a concession, but it was not a concession. It is just only for few people.
Okay.
Otherwise, they could really do it. I mean, I hope now they have changed. This has happened 2-3 years back.
Now I don't
hope
think
they have
anybody is joined
changed.
there.
No one is joining there?
No, even if they join, I think they choose a candidate who doesn't say he's a Dalit.
Okay.
Who doesn't want to say a Dalit.
Probably many of them are hiding their identity today. Many of the Dalits are hiding their identity. That's also a part of discrimination, wherein hiding identity, which we are out of fear, out of coercion and fear, to reveal the identity that we are a Dalit. To say that also there is a big problem today.
So that any other discriminations which you faced in a classroom structure?
In a classroom structure, see, number one, it was the hiding of the identity. Thankfully, I would say, before the Telangana agitation, I was in the law college, and I had to hide my identity. And after the Telangana agitation started, I wanted to sit closer to yeah. After the Telangana agitation started, we have come as weaker sections. But today, the caste discrimination, I would say, the problem is the way our politicians or the so-called Dalit representatives in the garb of politicians, these people are saying that they are our representatives. But the fact are they are instigating today one community to another community. Today, there are big time clashes between the scheduled caste and the backward classes, which is not at all acceptable, because they are also fighting with the same Hindutva ideology, the upper caste kind of traditional segments, or what rules and restrictions in the society we have been given. It is both the SCs who are facing, BCs who are facing, STs, and also the minorities. Then why do we have a classification between us? Why do we have divisions between us? Because it is the politicians who are discriminating us, who want us just as a vote bank. We have chosen the wrong representatives to lead us. Tomorrow, a Dalit should understand that a BC is also with us. Tomorrow, the BCs also should understand, yes, the Dalits also are with us. The minority should understand that the Dalits and OBCs are with us. All these together only can then form the supreme political power. Till then, the upper castes will try to divide us. That ideology will be between us, and they will try to divide us. And as long as we are divided, we cannot rule. We cannot go to the step of ruling classes also. We will be the slaves forever. So as long as we do not come together, we cannot solve our problems. So caste discrimination today, the problem is, by saying a Dalit, I may lose out OBCs also. By saying a Dalit, I may lose out STs also. So we are trying to keep our identity unrevealed, try to keep our identity not known, so that we have OBCs with us and STs with us. So the day we come out and say that yes, I am a Dalit who likes to be with the OBCs, I am a Dalit who likes to represent for the STs, then we all are together. I am a Dalit who can fight for the Muslim minority rights, for the Christian minority rights. I am a Dalit who can fight against the Hindutva ideology, which says to keep the weaker sections away from the villages, to keep the weaker sections away from the city. If all of us together fight, then that day we will have a casteless society, caste-free society.
And wish you all the best for your cantonment seat.
Hopefully I get a ticket for that, but I would need Dalit Camera support and all the viewers of Dalit Camera to support me against this fight, against the so-called people who say that Modi is changing.
Okay.
So it is a fight against Modi because Modi can never change. Even if Modi change, the people around him will never let him change. This fight, what I'm taking up, cantonment is just one further step of battle. And because Shankar Rao ji also is retiring now, so we request him to take rest. I am ready to take all that fight onto my shoulders and fight for him.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You should give me another interview.
One more.
Yeah.
When?